Greetings YouTube, Heinrich here, aka the button you click right next to the button you actually wanted to click. And welcome back to this video where we're going to look at how to create slow motion in Premiere Pro. There's 3 ways. Today we're actually going to have a very quick video. Let me just confess something also before I continue with this. I make these videos for myself to remember these things. You know, it's not necessarily for people to see like on YouTube and stuff, because a lot of times I'm working and I want to do something and I've forgotten how to do it, and I need to scour the whole internet to see how it's done. But if I do this, I can just go to my own channel and watch the video, and then, you know, it's easier to find. But if you do get value out of this video, please be sure to like, subscribe. I mean, you guys know what to do already. YouTube's been around for a million years, basically. So anyway, having said that, let's get into the 3 methods of how you properly create slow motion out of your footage in Premiere Pro. When you want to create slow motion, there are prerequisites to how your content must be filmed. Okay, so for you to achieve decent slow motion, your minimum frames per second should be 60 FPS. That's minimum, because with that you can still get a good slow motion. And then if you can shoot at 120, even better. If you can shoot at 240, even better. And you know, the bigger the number, the better it is. You've seen slow-mo cameras. And then also just a side note, okay, if you are going to be shooting at 60 frames per second, then the denominator of your shutter speed must be double that number. So if you're shooting at 60 frames per second, your shutter speed must be 1/120. Simple math, easy to do. Okay, so now with the prerequisites out of the way, let's start with the methods. Okay, so obviously you can see this is a blank Premiere Pro here. We're going to actually pull a piece of content into that. And this is a wedding that I did for a very good friend of mine. His name is Cheslin Gardner. He just recently got married. And I'm going to use this scene because this is quite a cool scene, right? So this is the scene over here. The Owens. He's the groom over there, and that's his groomsman. So the first method is extremely easy. Actually, all 3 methods are easy, but this method is more messing with the settings of the footage other than, you know, hands-on. You'll see why I call the other methods hands-on in a minute. This one is called footage interpolation. I think that's correct. Let me just Google that quickly. I just need to be sure of this. To interpret, to alter something. Yeah, interpolation. Yeah, okay. I'll use that. Yeah. Yes. So I'm gonna call the first method footage interpolation. Very, very, very easy to do. It's as easy as the other 2 methods, but the other 2 methods you kind of already have your footage in your timeline. Yeah, you have the footage in your timeline already. This is if you want the full piece of footage to be slow motion before you put it in your timeline, you use this method, footage interpolation. Easy to do. What you're going to do is click on your footage, right click, go to modify and interpret footage. Click on that and you'll see there, use frame rate from file 59.9401, because I can't shoot at 60 frames per second because, you know, I can't afford that kind of camera. So what you do is you go right below that and you put this in 24 frames per second. So it says assume this frame rate, and it gives you the time that it's going to be, the duration. You click OK, and just like that you can see that your footage is now longer because it is slow motion. You see, if I press play, you see that? Slow motion. It looks a bit choppy, but we'll fix that just now. So that is now slow motion. Drag that into your timeline. Easy claps. Click on it, press Ctrl R. Just as a safety precaution, it's 100%. But it's interpolated to 24 frames per second, right? So put that on optical flow just to be safe. And press play. Okay, it's going to take long. There we go. And when you render that out, it will be even more smooth than that. Fantastic. Okay, method 2 is Ctrl R. So this method is literally you pressing Ctrl R. It's like you're changing the rate of the footage, I think. So you can do it even while it's in here. You can do it while it's in this, what's this thing called, the project box. If you press Ctrl R, you get this, the clip speed / duration box. And because you're working with a percentage there, what I suggest you do is whatever your frame rate that you've shot in 60 or higher, right? 60 or higher. Okay, take 24, because 24 frames per second is generally what we shoot at, like that's baseline, right? Take 24 frames per second, divided by your frames per second that you shot in, and then times that by 100. So you get a percentage. So if I take mine, it's 24 frames per second divided by 60, because that's the frame that I shot in, times 100, it gives me 40%. It looks like I know maths. I've done it before, so that's why I know it, right? So that means what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 40% in the speed duration over there, and then I'm going to say, okay. So now that should be moving at 24 frames per second. The way you know that is earlier on when we interpolated the footage, it was 29 seconds, and now it's 29 seconds as well. And that means the footage is slowed down. There you can see it. So you put that on your timeline over there. You grab it, press Ctrl R. You see it still says frame sampling. What you can do is put that on optical flow, and then it's gonna go red. It just needs to render. You can do that. Press Enter, and then it will render quick fast. Okay, it's taking long. Wow, it's taking longer than I thought. Oh, there we go. It's properly rendered, and yeah. Look how smooth that is, man. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Fantastic. Beautiful slow motion. And that was Ctrl R. Now for the last method. I'm going to undo everything again so that we can go from scratch. Okay? I actually don't know what to call this last one. What we're going to call this last one? Eh? What are we going to call this last one? Time remapping. Time remapping. Brilliant. Time remapping. Why? Because that's exactly what we do. Time remapping. So what I want you to do is, right, take your piece of footage, drag it onto the timeline, because it needs to be on the timeline for you to use this method. And this method is very cool because here you can really pinpoint where you want the slow motion to start and how long you want it to go from normal motion into slow motion. You will understand now when I show you. Just give me a chance, right? So what I want you to do is, it's dragged in there, okay? Expand that little video box over there by holding Alt and scrolling up in that box there next to the eye. Okay, do some zooming in there for yourself, show you how to do that. And then you see you have a little FX box over there. Right click on the FX box, look for the word time remapping that you just said now. And then click on speed. Easy. Like that. Okay, once that is done, you get this line over here, you see? And now you can identify where about you want the slow motion to happen. And remember, you did that calculation earlier on where you got that percentage, right? Mine was 40%. I don't know what yours was, but I'm assuming if you have a higher number, you get a better percentage, which makes it look even better. Gee whiz. So anyway, I've identified where I want my slow motions to start, which is right about here where he comes in front of, where he steps in front of his friend. Get your mind up the gut there. Gee whiz. Where he steps in front of his friend, right? And then I'm going to expand a little bit more so I can see what's happening. Then hold Control, you see, and then you add like it's a keyframe. I think it's a keyframe. I'm not exactly sure what that is. A little marker, right? And then drag it open a little there, right? And remember your percentage. Remember your percentage that you chose, right? Then hold that line, hold Shift and drag that line down until you see your percentage. So mine was 40%, right? And then click on one of that just to open up that little hands over there, and then just move it to the side just to make the slow motion transition a little bit smoother, right? So I'm going to zoom out now. So you can see normal speed, and then zoom. Yeah, it slows down. Cool. Now you see it's still choppy. Remember what I said? Always add optical flow. You see it's still on frame sampling. Do optical flow. There it is. It's obviously going to be red, so you need to give it a bit of a render. Like that. Press Enter. Let it render. That's how I'm done now. Unintentional. And it's done. Cool, it's rendered. And you can see normal motion. Just pause that. At this point you can put the music off because you're going to probably use music. Put the sound off because you're probably going to use music. Normal motion, and then Big Daddy steps up and slows it down completely. Now, I want to show you how good optical flow is, right? I'm supposed to take it down to 40%. But I'm going to push it and I'm going to take it down to 15, maybe 10%. Let's see, we'll play with it. Grab the line, down, 10% over there. Obviously, optical flow is now going to be even more demanding. But we're going to do this. Get it to the edge, press O, press Enter, so that it can render. See? I'm getting it now. I'm getting it. Okay, give it a chance. How about this? That's a normal industrial fan, right? But I can control with my phone. I can turn my fan on with my phone, and that fan is probably as old as my mom. Hey, and it works. Yeah. Switch it off. Don't. Okay, cool. Alright, sorry I got distracted with the fan. The rendering is done. Let's have a look. Let's see if optical flow has done its thing, right? Let's go. Let's see. Okay, normal motion. That's his brother. That's his friend. That's his best friend. And then ooh, look at that. Wow, that's dope. That's freaking dope. That is freaking dope, yo. That's freaking dope. So it just shows if you don't have too much stuff moving around in the background, you got one single subject moving very slightly, you can push your slow motion. Because optical flow, what optical flow does, every still frame between a moving frame on your footage, it tries to use, like, I don't know if it's machine learning or what it is, and it tries to fill in the gap. So it takes the still images and it makes a motions image out of it. So it's a long scientific thing that I can't explain because I'm not smart. But optical flow is, for me, I recommend optical flow. Always put optical flow in your footage because it makes it that much smoother. And that is, in fact, how you get proper slow motion in Premiere Pro. 3 ways of doing it. You choose whichever way fits your style of editing or whichever fits the footage that you are preparing. Simple and easy, right? Right? You got it. So you understand? You got it now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I understand. Fine. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay, we done. Okay, cool. Yo, guys, listen. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was a quick one. I just needed to get this out there so that I could also remember it. But if you did learn something from this video, please drop it a like there. If you didn't like it, just don't do anything at all. And if you want to see more of this kind of videos and styles and stuff, consider subscribing. I do stream on Twitch on Tuesday and a Thursday. If you enjoy streams and like to be entertained during the week, check out my Twitch channel. It's fun. Tell you that much. It's really fun. I have a lot of fun. The viewers have a lot of fun. It's a vibe. It's called the Good Vibe Stream. It's a good vibe. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.